Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of his only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, when you look at the news and you see Russia plastered all over the news, and you see America plastered over the news, having this Cold War against each other, you can clearly see what's going on. And you can clearly see what the scriptures is talking about. See, because it described the end with vivid details. You see, the Most High was giving these Israelites power to see into the future. See, he was showing them visions and showing them signs and showing them what was going to happen in the future. See, he was giving them predictions for the future. He wasn't talking about 10 years from their time, 20 years from their time. He was giving them visions to see 2,000 years into the future about this great city and the destruction of this great city, about this great captivity of the Israelites' children. See, this great captivity was going to be held by the so-called Edomites, or the Edomites, which is the so-called white man. And we can clearly see that these two nations is easy to identify. The Edomites would have rulership over the world, and the Israelites would be in captivity. It would be the only nation in captivity, because when you go into Daniel 9 and 11 and say, no, 9, 11, and 12, no other nation went into captivity like the Israelites. That's why when you're thinking about slavery, you go straight to the transatlantic slave trade, because there's no other time in history where you got these people being in captivity outside of the Israelites. It only was happening to Jerusalem, from Egypt to Assyria to Babylon. See, these captivities was only happening to the Israelites, and the Edomites was some of the main people dealing with it. And it goes back into Genesis 25 and 23, when he said that Esau and Jacob was in the womb together. They was battling in the womb. This war was going to be going on forever. Moses made a altar and dedicated it to the battle and the war that would be going on between Amalek, or the Edomites, and the Israelites. This was an everlasting war. As long as the Edomites existed, it would be going on. And so this is the climax. Now, when you go into Joel chapter 3, I'm going to start with that, Salakia. Joel chapter 3. Joel chapter 3 is the whole situation condensed. And it gives you names. See, it gives you specific names of the two children, Jacob and Esau. And it tells you what was going to happen. And this is at the end of Joel's writing. He say, for behold, in those days at that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem. So this was going to be something that was going to be after some of the other captivity. Because he said he's going to bring again, but also when he returned them from their captivity. This is when they're going back to their home again. Verse 2, it say, I will also gather all nations. So what is he going to gather them for? And will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel. So he's going to go to war with these other nations due to the captivity of his people Israel. See, and most theologians and Bible scholars will tell you this is talking about World War III. This is talking about what Revelation 16 and 14 is talking about, him gathering the nation into the valley of Megiddo or Armageddon, which is the same place as the valley of Jehoshaphat. All of that is in the same place, and it's talking about the same situation. And he gathering these nations to go to war with them for his people, because they is in captivity. See? And who is ruling over these people? Look at verse 6. It say, the children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have you sold unto the Grecians, that you might remove them far from their border. Now, who is these people that is the Grecians? Who is the Grecians? Well, it's going to explain who the Grecians is in verse 19. It says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. The Edom is the so-called white man. They are the peoples that got the world in their hands. They the ones that's got the children of Israel in captivity. They the ones that was selling the children of Israel for wine. You jump up to verse 3. How did wine and liquor get into the world? It say, verse 3, it say, and they have cast lots for my people. See the auction blocks, and they got the bill of sale for the children of Israel. They got the bill of sale for only one group of people on the earth. There's no bill of sale for the so-called Chinaman. There's no bill of sale for the Arabs, East Indians, and none of that. There's only a bill of sale for the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It says, and have given a boy for a harlot. See, in transatlantic slave trade, you had these Edomites messing with the little children. It says, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. See, the rum came into existence with the so-called the descendants of slaves, women who was out there making molasses, because they got the sugar cane turned into molasses and turned into sugar. But the women was out there making the molasses, making it into a rum. So they start selling the rum, and the whole sugar industry had pretty much a sister or a sibling where it was a major commodity right along with the sugar. They were selling rum all over the place, and they got the bill of sale in Antigua, where my peoples come from, and being sold by the Edwards Company, which is my father's last name that he got from his slave master. And Jamaica had the same. He had a plantation in Jamaica. They was chopping sugar cane and making rum in there too, because he had a major rum operation going. See, this is who was selling the children of Israel. Then when you're looking at Edom, Texas in 1855. See, the children of Edom was letting you know that this is who he is. And we got a Freemason building here. We got a church here. This is how we operate. This is our foundation. See, and we got these Negroes in slavery in 1855. So they know who they are. And they got Connecticut. They got a Bosria. Now, when you go into Bosria, that goes into Isaiah 34. Because when this war go on, this is what the war is going to be against. Look at verse 2. It say, for the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations. See, he gathering all these nations together. His fury upon all their armies. Who has the armies of the world? The so-called white men. See, the American military got 400 in America, 400 to 500 military bases. Then outside of America, they got 700 something military bases. And the Pentagon say they got more than that. They got thousands of military bases. See, they making all the guns and the weapons, and these other nations just started producing it. Plus, it's mainly the Edomites, because you got Russia and the opposition. See, Russia is supplying the opposition with weapons. So the Edomites all around is presenting the weapons, and that goes back to Revelation 6 and 4, and Genesis 27 and 40. That he gave them this great sword, meaning he gave them the power over making these weapons. Now, when you jump down, verse 5, it tells you what kind of weapon that's going to be displayed. And I'm going to start at verse 4 to give you a clear picture of this weapon. This is the weapon that is going to be placed on the Edomites and on their major city, Basra, which they named in Connecticut now. In the United States of America, Connecticut, they named, through the Spirit, they named that city Basra. Now it says in verse 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down. That's like in Revelation 6, it says the stars of heaven fell down. That host can be stars, that host can be angels, that host can be armies. And it's talking about host, it got a meaning, different meanings to it. But this host is talking about the stars in heaven. The stars fell down. See, all their hosts shall fall down. But this is not no stars falling from the sky, see, because he gonna make it clear in the next verse. It say, as a leaf fall off from the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree. We know that these is multiple things that's falling. They falling in a cluster, meaning it's a bunch of them falling. So when he get to verse 5, it say, for my sword, see, meaning his weapon is going to be like the stars falling out. They're going to look like the stars falling out the sky. They're going to look like the grapes falling off the vine or the leaf falling off the vine. They're going to look like the figs falling off a fig tree. It's going to be a bunch of them. See, it's going to be a bunch of weapons falling. It say, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. They're going to be in heaven when they falling. It says, behold, it shall come down. So they're going to come down. Where they going to come down to? Upon Idumea. Idumea stands for Edom. See, this is where these nuclear weapons is going to fall down. And upon the people of my curse, the judgment. And then it lets you know that this Basra, verse 6, is talking about the Edomites, which is a great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Because when you go into Isaiah 63, it tells you what this Basra is. It say, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? See, Basra, Edom, and Idumea, they all is talking about the children of Esau, which we know that these are the so-called white men, because when you go to Maccabees real quick, 5 and 3, it says, now we know the Greeks was fighting the Israelites. The Greeks was fighting against the Maccabees. Now look at what they call these Greeks. It says, then Judas fought against the children of Esau. See, with the children of Esau didn't have a separate war. They fighting against the Israelites, and then the Greeks over here on the side, they fighting too. No, the Greeks is the children of Esau. They was fighting against Judas Maccabees and his brother. And then that kingdom got translated into the Roman Empire, because that's what they call the Greco-Roman Empire. And that's why even in Joel, where it says the Grecians was the children of Edom in Joel. So these are the people that they operating with, and we know that the Israelites was in slavery. So that's identifying who is who. Because these dragons ain't never been in slavery, but that Isaiah is talking about, Isaiah 34 is clearly showing you how these missiles is going to come and destroy America. Now, when you go into Revelation 17 and 16, it tells you how not only is Russia going to turn on America in this great city, of the Edomites. Verse 16, it say the 10 horns which thou saw upon the beast, meaning the 10 horns that you saw that the Edomites was possessing. These, verse 12, look at verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou saw is 10 kings. So the 10 kings of the 10 Edomite kings, see, which is connected to the kings of the earth. These shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. How they gonna burn her with fire? See, how is these 10 kings gonna burn somebody with fire? They can't make fire come down from the sky without doing some specific thing. See, and Isaiah 34 let you know how they gonna make it happen. It's gonna be weapons, a sword gonna come down. And this sword is gonna come down just like a fig tree is throwing the figs off the tree, a bunch of balls. Because see, that's why he gave you 3 descriptions. He told you that just like the stars falling out of the heaven. Let me go ahead and get that in Revelation 6, because Apostle John was dealing with to the law and to the testimony. He giving you the same testimony that Isaiah was giving you, and he breaking it down where you can understand the thing. Now when he get into verse what is it? Verse 13. He said the stars of heaven fell upon the earth. So in Isaiah 34, it was talking about describing it as stars. And then he said, even as a fig tree casts an untimely fig. So it gave you the stars, it gave you the figs, but in Isaiah it gave you also leaves off of a vine falling. And all of these is going to be, I mean, it's multiple weapons in the sky. This is not God just throwing some fire out the sky. These is weapons, first of all, and they not just balls of fire. See, they weapons that look like stars, they look like figs, they look like leaves falling off the tree, and they falling in abundance. You see, and this is the nuclear holocaust that's clearly seen in the scriptures, and they're gonna be held conducted by these 10 kings. The 10 kings is gonna be throwing these things to America. See, let's go ahead and get that real quick in Jeremiah. I think it's 50 and 9. It says, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon. See, these places is going to come up against Babylon, just like Revelation 17 and 16. Say the 10 kings is going to hate the whore and burn her with fire. How are these 10 kings going to burn her with fire? You see, these great nations of the Edomites is going to come up against Babylon. It's the assembly of great nations. So that's what them 10 kings, that's the assembly of great nations. From the North country, see, Europe, these European countries from the north, see, they gonna come down with their weapons. They say, and they shall set themselves in array against her. See, they're gonna be all hating the whore. This Babylon, this great Babylon, this great city, America, with the global dollar and the trade domination. They dominate in the trade, the exports, the imports. They dominate in everything they got to do with trade and money, pretty much. They dominate in everything. It say from thence she shall be taken their arrow. So now it's something described as arrows. See, a flying weapon. So not just a sword that's falling from the sky. It's an arrow. Somebody is shooting this thing. This thing is being shot toward Babylon, America, the great city, the great land that's inhabited with a bunch of citizens. See, that's what a city is. It has citizens in it. And this place is great. It's like Trump say, let's make America great again. It never ended. It never stopped being great. It says their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. See, these arrows is nuclear missiles and they coming for America. People writing books about it. Now, when you plug in the daughter of Babylon, the lady gonna let you know that this is talking about America. You just go to Google and you plug in um, the virgin daughter of Babylon. Was that Isaiah 47? It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." Sit on the ground. There is no throne. See, you had the throne. Just like Revelation 17 and 18. It says, this great whore that reigned over the kings of the earth. She was a great whore that was reigning over the kings of the earth. She was sitting on the throne. Look at verse 5. It says, "Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdom." See, she was uh the queen, so have it, because it said in Revelation it was a whore, and it said it was the mother of all harlots. So this is why it's described lady and whore and virgin. See, because this America is controlling everything and it's catering to women all the way around too. That's another similitude in dark sand. So these people in America don't understand that their greatness is a curse. See, their greatness is just, let's get Romans 9 and 17. Because it's talking about the Edomites in verse 13. It says, "Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated." Then it tells you in verse 11 how the Lord planned the whole situation before they was even born, who was going to do evil and who was going to do good. Then in verse 17 it says, "For the scripture says unto Pharaoh," and he making a parallel between Pharaoh and Esau. That's why in Joel 3 and 19 it says, "Egypt shall be a desolation and Edom shall be a desolation." Because in Revelation 11 and 8 it talks about this great city being spiritually Egypt. So as a spiritual Egypt, they making Apostle Paul making a similitude. He's saying, "For the scripture said unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up." So America being great, he raising them up just so he can show his power by kicking they behind, destroying them with nuclear fire, letting them become a great nation. Revelation 11 and 8 also said spiritually spiritually Sodom, a great nation with a bunch of sodomites running around having pride month and pride parades. See, going into the Holy Land having pride parades. See, being prideful. These individuals was raised up so the Lord can show his power. And how he gonna show his power? By getting this nuclear missile to blow these people to smithereens. But Isaiah 54, I'm ending with that, to just compile on that weapon situation. Now, verse 16 says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. I have created the waster to destroy." See, the weapon that's going to destroy and make a wasteland out of America. The Lord said, "I have created it." Even though it's a bunch of men, that's why he used Smith. It's a bunch of men that's like blacksmith. They putting the thing together. I created they behind, and I control them, and I'm creating the weapon. And he let you know it's a weapon in the next sentence. "No weapon that is formed." See, he forming the weapon, so you ain't got to worry about nothing. because I'm the one forming the weapon to destroy somebody. So if you being obedient, this weapon is not going to prosper against you, because I ain't making this weapon to destroy you. I'm making it to destroy the people of my curse, which is our Dumia, and these blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, 2/3 that want to follow their ways, the ways of the heathen. Like in Jeremiah 10, it say, "Do not follow the ways of the heathen." But they want to follow the ways of the heathen and they slave master, and that's why they gonna be destroyed too in this nuclear holocaust. And so, what you got? It says, what Revelation 11 and 12 and 13, it said, "And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them." So it's all hell gonna break loose in America when they institute this MO to the T to the B with the what they call it, the C hip and the grain of rice that they want to put in your body. It don't even matter where they try to put it in your body, and you're not gonna be able to buy or sell nothing. See, this digital currency, they gonna want it to be inside of you like a robot, so they can control your behind. That's in Revelation 6 and Revelation 13. And then it say that right when all hell break loose, uh, the elect of the nation of Israel, they gonna get beamed up, meaning they're gonna ascend up to heaven in a cloud. And that's when those missiles is gonna take off. They're gonna go to launching missiles. See, they're gonna see the Israelites, the enemy is gonna be beheld in the Israelites getting beamed up, and then the missiles is gonna start flying. That's why I say verse 13, and the same hour, see, the same period of time that these Israelites is being beamed up, there was a great earthquake. What happened? Because those stars that was in heaven, so-called, fell down like a fig tree, throw off its untimely figs. See, a bunch of nuclear weapons that's shooting like a bunch of arrows from these great mighty nations, the 10 kings, they're going to be falling down, coming toward the great city. It says the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And it's telling you about the same city in verse 8, and their dead bodies lie in the street of the great city. So it's all about this great city being destroyed by nuclear weapons. This is what it's all about. And it's not a fairy tale, because you got Russia on the TV running their mouth talking about they gonna blow America to smithereens if they keep it up. Keep poking the bear, and we gonna blow your behind up. There's not gonna be no pity being showed to America. Because look, he already assembling his army with the BRICS, what's it called? The British, no, the Brazil, um, the India, East Indians, or the India, China, Russia, and what is it? The S is for South Africa. See, they already assembling these armies. See, this great assembly of nations. Persia, the Iranians, they got underground city full of nukes. He said, verse 7, "Be thou prepared and prepare thyself, thou and all the company that are assembled unto you." See, they all assembling under Russia. "And be thou a guard unto them." See, you ain't gonna mess with them without Russia jumping in. So Russia is on the news. You see him assembling his army, and Putin is assembling his weapons, and he's fulfilling Bible prophecy to destroy America. You see, in this great city that's mimicked or patterned after Egypt, because it started by a bunch of Freemasons that love Egypt, that love to mimic and deal with the tradition of Egypt and the culture of Egypt. And then you see America started the movement with the alphabet peoples. So the vision is clear, and it was only given to the children of Israel because we were gonna keep it real. Them Edomites is not gonna keep it real. They're gonna tell a lie, just like they lied and got all of the priests um, killed and had King David on the run. They were trying to kill King David the whole time, running their mouth telling lies. That's Psalm 52. Let you know they love to tell a lie. They're not gonna come and say what's going on, what's clearly on the news. See, it's all over the news, showing you how this man is assembling his army to blow America to smithereens. And he already attacking his peoples that want to join America. So he already putting into practice what he finna do. And the NATO, they gonna join him. They're not gonna sit there and join America and fight against him. He right next door to him with major nuclear weapons. See, America got 7,000 nukes. He got 7,000 nukes. So Germany and all these places that's in Europe, they're not gonna join America that's 4,000 miles away when they got Russia with these major nukes. See, a couple hundred uh, miles away. See, maybe 500 miles away, they got Russia sitting right there with a bunch of nukes, with a weapon in their face. But they gonna say, no, we gonna join America in the great city because uh, Russia, we don't like him. No, they gonna bow down and say, oh, well, our help is too far away. Plus, they proving that they ain't gonna come help us because they ain't coming helping Ukraine. So we gonna go ahead and join you. And that's when they all gonna be on the same team, and them nukes gonna fly as soon as they see the Israelites get beamed up. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.